Hi there. It's the beginning of April, and it's time for our annual trip into the chaos part of this channel as we try something a bit different with cast iron. Earlier this year, I learned a little bit about the way other countries look at the United States, especially with the way our eating habits and our foods are presented in other countries. Here in the USA, every supermarket has the so-called international aisle where you can find foods that are common in other countries, including some foods that we only think are popular in other countries. If you ask folks in Mongolia about Mongolian beef and broccoli, for instance, you might get a strange reply when they say they've never heard of it. But in other countries, it's even more strange. If we were to accept what other countries say is typical American food, then the most American food of all time must be hot dogs, since there are a lot of dishes around the world that call themselves American style by adding hot dogs. In England, the stores sell so-called American style hot dogs in jars of brine and also in cans, while in Italy they sell American style pizza, which is a pizza topped with hot dogs and French fries. So we'll start out by making some hot dogs the way they do it in jolly old England. Funny, since English cuisine is famous for boiling the heck out of everything, I'm surprised they don't sell American hot dogs that have already been boiled.
Preparing the brine is actually quite easy, as we simply cut up half an onion and put together the spices, namely sugar, kosher salt, and cumin, plus good old Frank's hot sauce and apple cider vinegar. To this, we add some pickling spices and peppercorns. We bring it to a boil, then cool it down for a few minutes while we add our hot dogs and onions to the jar. Now we add the brine and let this sit in the refrigerator for a few days.
Next, we'll head on down to Italy, which is famous for pasta and pizza, and where so-called American-style pizza is quite popular there. I guess it's called American pizza because they do what we do here in America by taking a traditional pizza and adding some unusual toppings to it, namely hot dogs and French fries. Fries? Actually, that doesn't sound so bad, and so here we go with some American-style hot dog pizza.
Making pizza is a good excuse to bring out a big cast iron skillet, because this is simply the world's best pizza pan. We brush a coating of olive oil over the surface of the pan, then spread out our pizza dough until it's almost touching the sides. At this point, let the dough rest for at least 10 minutes in order for it to relax, and we can then spread it even further on the pan. Now we cover the pan and let the dough rest for at least an hour, and this will let the dough rise even further. Here we prepare our pizza toppings, and that just means slicing up our hot dogs and preparing a batch of French fries. Heat up a cast iron pan to 425 degrees, add a little oil to the pan, and in go the fries. We only have to bake the fries for about 10 minutes, and then they're ready to be used on the pizza. Now we can easily cover the entire surface of this big pan with the dough. At this point, turn the oven on as high as it can go as we prepare our pizza. We brush olive oil over the crust all around the edge, then we add our pizza sauce, and then comes a layer of mozzarella cheese along with cheddar cheese. And now for the hot dogs. We cover our pizza with the hot dogs and then add our fries. And with that, the pizza goes into the oven to bake at 500 degrees for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, let the pizza rest in the pan for at least 5 minutes to finish baking the underside. And with that, our hot dog pizza is ready to be served.
Well, it's hot dogs, fries, and pizza. What's not to like about this? Meanwhile, over on the other side of the world, there's a dish in Asia that people call American fried rice, even though here in the USA, fried rice is most often seen in Chinese takeout. If you ask anyone here in the USA about fried rice mixed with ketchup and raisins, they'll probably give you a look that simply asks what the heck you're talking about. But in Asia, this so-called American fried rice is very popular, and it's also very cheap to make.
A good stir fry needs to have the prep work done in advance, but this is a very easy stir fry. All we need to do is chop up an onion and slice up 3 hot dogs. Then we prepare a sauce for the stir fry by mixing in ketchup, soy sauce, and fish sauce, because here in America everyone keeps fish sauce in their kitchen. Then we add a little oil to the wok and start by frying up the hot dogs. This only takes a couple of minutes because the hot dogs are pre-cooked anyway, and once they have some good color, we remove the hot dogs and then add the weirdest ingredient, namely raisins. The raisins will also fry very quickly, and they only have to be fried for a minute or 2. Then we add our onions to the wok and mix in 2 cups of cooked rice. I also added some garlic powder and ginger powder because I was out of fresh ginger. The best fried rice is made with rice that's been in the refrigerator for about a day. Once the rice is hot, we add the ketchup sauce and stir it all around to mix it in and get everything good and hot. Then we add in the raisins. Nothing raw was added to the stir fry except the onions, and all we're really doing is getting everything good and hot, so it doesn't take long at all. Finally, we fry an egg in the wok and use the extra crispy method, which is a popular way to make fried eggs in Asia. We scoop the hot oil over the top of the egg to completely cook the egg white, then add it to our dish of fried rice. And here is our American fried rice.
This doesn't look so bad, or smell so bad either. So all we can do is give it a try. This isn't bad at all. I can see why this is actually something of a favorite in Asia, even though that's called American fried rice. And now that we've tried pizza with hot dogs and fries, and fried rice with ketchup and hot dogs, here's our version of Great Britain's version of American hot dogs, namely pickled in brine. And this isn't bad. I know the original recipe included hot sauce, but you can't taste it in this at all. Actually, it has something of a sweet taste, probably because of the apple cider vinegar and the onions. This actually isn't bad. We're actually 3 for 3 here. I hope you've enjoyed this look at some of the crazy things we eat here in America, at least according to other countries. But frankly, these tasted pretty good. So if you want to call these American foods, then I don't think that's so bad. And we're not quite done with this topic, as I've also put on a reminder on my calendar for this coming December. That's when we're going to look at a tradition in Japan that they say we all do here in America, eating fried chicken at Christmas. Thank you for watching.